Hey everyone, we're going to be talking about traditional corporate culture and then taking a look at emerging non traditional workplace structures. So, when we think about corporate culture, does it look something like the images here? Mindless and dehumanizing? If yes, Amazon and TD Waterhouse would be inclined to agree with you. At Amazon, workers speak out against inhumane 75-hour workweek norms and pressures to dedicate every waking hour to making profit for the company. Seeing those long hours, the workers seem motivated, right? I'd agree, but for quite unhealthy and purely extrinsic reasons. Take a look at the recent TD news, featuring a highly competitive performance for pay extrinsic work model that drove employees to literally break the law to meet quotas. So, why do companies allow this kind of work environment to prevail at the expense of its workers? I'd say in an over reliance of extrinsic motivation and forgetting that employees are humans above all. So, what can we do about it? Well, there is evidence that Gen Y, aka us, are bringing changes to these attitudes. That we demand of a workplace to be treated fairly and for them to recognize that we have lives outside of work and that we shouldn't need to climb up the corporate ladder to be afforded basic rights. But looking at this from a motivational point of view again, should we just do away with all extrinsic motivation? Well, no, because extrinsic motivators aren't inherently good or bad, in the same way that intrinsic motivators aren't going to be a magical cure all for any unhealthy motivation. What's important is realizing how to co integrate them. At the end of the day, we all like to be recognized for work that we do, whether it be for extrinsic reward or intrinsic passion. Next, let's look at some of the ways companies challenge traditional corporate structures and why they're effective.
So now we will be talking about the benefits and flaws of employee-owned company structure. First benefit we're going to cover is the extrinsic motivator, to be specific, monetary motivator. Employees who are in possession of equity cares more about the development of the company and will be more dedicated to the work since it's related directly to their own interests. Second one is the organizational democracy. Employees will get to decide what they want for their company instead of just following the board's order. Third one is information transparency. So when the information regarding to the financial condition of the company is transparent to the employees will get a chance to better understand how profits affect the stock price of the company and therefore make the right decision about how to run the company. The first flaw is the potential division on structural change. So when a company decides to adopt a new structure, different opinions about this change will emerge and become conflict that may potentially create separation between co-workers, which is no good for the company. Second one is the disappointment on unsatisfactory performance. So when a new structure does not meet the original expectation of people will start to lose passion for this change, even if they are the same group of people who are in support of this change. Third one is the free rider problem. So when employees as a group, so some people in this group may have an incentive to make work harder and smarter. There will always be some individuals who take advantage of some other people's hard work and to slack off and let others just to carry the burden. Then we'll be talking about some successful examples of companies. So the first company we're going to talk about is the Scott Furge. So what happened in this company is employees arranged to work weekends to finish some urgent jobs without any prompting from management. So you can see workers from this company, they have this unique kind of ownership attitude, which make them be trusted to do whatever they think is best for the company. They know which numbers to watch, and they watch them. They internalize their responsibilities and feel that they have an obligation not only to the management but to one another. Finally, they expect to make decisions that will boost the bottom line. Some years ago, another company called Stone Construction Equipment was manufacturing and selling roughly 20 million worth of machinery a year. And today, this company's sales are well more than twice that. Yet the headcount has just stayed at just over 200. Its competitors have folded or moved their manufacturing to Mexico. And yeah, they still are creating huge success in this market. So the reason behind their success is that they have this lean manufacturing system, which depends on employees' extensive participation in decisions about how to meet constantly shifting production goals, which is pretty similar to the company we just talked.
One of the factors that influences non-traditional company work structures is leadership, specifically exceptional leadership, which builds a family-like environment where employees can trust each other. This creates a work environment that tends to be more productive and meaningful. In a lecture titled "Why Good Leaders Make You Feel Safe," Dr. Simon Sinek states, "Great leaders would never sacrifice the people to save the numbers. They would sooner sacrifice the numbers to save the people." The article "Managing Change in Hard Times" cites visionary leadership as the first of three key themes in effectively managing change in an organization, specifically within difficult circumstances. And looking at an example of a company with a non-traditional work structure that did manage change in a specific difficult time, Barry-Wehmiller, a large American manufacturing company, in the 2009 economic recession, faced a 40% loss in product orders. The company did not have enough business to be able to keep paying for their workers. However, instead of laying off employees, as many other companies did, Barry-Wehmiller stuck to their guiding principles of leadership. The company executive team, led by CEO Bob Chapman, decided not to lay off any employees, but instead to cut all bonuses, including executive ones, and give all employees 4 weeks of unpaid vacation. The plan was received positively and with relief by the employees, who knew that the company cared for them and wanted them to keep their jobs. By the end of 2010, the company had already bounced back from the recession with a record year in earnings. This is because Barry-Wehmiller has cultured a family-type corporate culture. Specifically, the company is focused on creating and maintaining relationships between team members based on tenets such as trust, respect, and teamwork. The company looks to engage not just the hands, but also the heads and the hearts of their employees, with the intention of creating a workplace of higher quality. Another company with similar principles is an e-commerce company called NextJump. Given the title "The Most Successful Company You've Never Heard Of" by Inc. magazine, NextJump possesses a culture of encouraging employees to grow, specifically through their weaknesses. In fact, at NextJump, you actually can't get fired for failing, and basically they'll actually train you to learn from your weaknesses and to improve.
A good example of a non-traditional workplace is Scotiabank Digital Factory. Scotiabank Digital Factory is a place for making new technology for Scotiabank. It's located in Toronto. One of their partners is Queen Smith School of Business. The Scotiabank Digital Factory focuses on teamwork and communication. They have really focused on the layout of the workspace. They place most of the main workspaces on the perimeter of the building to maximize natural lighting. There are floor-to-ceiling whiteboards in most of the work areas that allow for the constant ability to share ideas. An openness in their workspace allows for ideas to be brought up and then built on. Scotiabank Digital Factory pays attention to its employees. The cafeteria has an emphasis on healthy eating, and each week a health consultant comes into the office and has appointments with employees to establish fitness and health goals. There is also a space where employees can go to de-stress. You can really see that Scotiabank Digital Factory cares about their employees' well-being. If employees enjoy coming to work, they will be more productive, and that ends up benefiting the customers and the company. Thanks for watching!